Blech.
No.
Blech. Yes.
Good. Your drawings are good. Yes. You want this in there, Jen? You want this in there? Did you like one? Correct. So do shape again, shape ends. Did you get it, James? Yup. We're doing the area under the curve. We don't have a mean, we don't have a standard deviation. We're doing between two z-scores. So if it's a negative z-score, where is it? To the left, so negative 3.03 is there. Positive z-score is to the right, and we want to know the area between. So we're trying to find this. Is it a norm or inverse norm?
Norm.
It is a norm because we are throwing some shade. It is normal to throw some shade. So we are going to do normal CDF. Where did our shade begin? Negative 3.03. Where did our shade end? 1.98. What is my mean? 0. What is my standard deviation? When I type all that stuff in, I'm going to get an answer of 0.9749. Did you see what you're wrong? Yeah. Was it stupid?
Yeah.
All right. So here is the cute picture. That means that 97.49% of my graph is shaded. All right, this one's kind of hard. This one is tough.
Okay, so that what I was, okay, I get you. Should be for the other.
Should have brought candy for this one. Oh, you were doing this one for the other
Yeah.
one? Yep.
I was wondering what you were doing. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir. Nope.
Yup.
I'm checking your test here.
Probably Wednesday.
Have faith in you. Do you have faith in you, James? Do you have faith in you?
I put something and got some wonky answer now.
You know it's gotta be one or less. Because you can't be in this and this. I will be happy here, or I will be happy here.
And this
So you
one.
take this answer and this, you add them. Yeah, yeah. Y'all ready for me? There's two ways you can do it. Does not matter to me whichever way floats your boat, it's fine with me. Move this up and this up. So, again, we do not have a mean or a standard deviation. My first z-score is negative, so I am going to put it on the left. My second z-score is positive, so I am going to put it on the right. Now, the first one says that we are going to go to the left of the negative one, which means we're shading that way. Then we're going to go to the right of the positive ones, which means we're shading the two tails. We good? All right. Now, we need to know what to do. Two ways that you can approach it. We're used to doing the between, so you could do the shading between and then do the 1 minus. Yay?
Yeah, that's where I did the between, and then that's where I got like the funky.
So you could do, you could do it as 1.68 and 3.05, and you could do the between. So you could do a normal CDF of negative 1.68, comma 3.05, comma 0, comma 1. And then when you got that answer, you would do 1 minus, because you don't want this, you want that. You could do it that way. Or you could say, you could say, let me just do it the way it is. Let me do it as two separate problems. I would be happy if it's on the left, or I'd be happy if it's on the right. So you could do a normal CDF. So let's do the left one first. Let's do this one. Where did I start shading?
Negative 999.
Negative 9999, comma,
Negative 1.68
0 and 1. Okay? Plus, because it could be this one or it could be the other one.
Right.
Normal CDF. What is this one? 3.05, 9999, 0 and 1. So you could do it as a two-piecer. You could say, I started at negative 99999 and went to negative 1.68 with a 0 and 1. Or, meaning either one of these make me happy, I started at 3.05, I went to positive 99999 with a 0 and 1. They're both going to give you the same answer. So if I come down, this shows me my cute little picture. This shows it as finding the red and doing 1 minus the red. And just to show you, if I do it the other way, it's going to be second vars, normal CDF, and it's going to be negative 99999, comma, 1.68, comma 0, comma 1. And I'm just going to do it all in one step. Some of y'all did it in 2 steps and added it together. Oops. Second bars, normal CDF, and then I started at 3.05, comma, 99999, comma, 0, comma, 1. Just to show you that I'll get the same answer. I'm doing 2 highlight colors so that you can kind of see what I did. That's that first norm, and then this is the second norm. And I got the same exact answer. Cool? Alright, let's go to something different. But kinda not. Let's see what I got going on here. This just reminds you of the two things that we've been doing. If you're finding the probability or the percent, you're going to use the norm. Shade begins, shade ends. So this is what we've been doing. So if it looks like this and you're trying to find that, you're going to use the norm CDF. But if you're trying to find the z-score, you're going to use the inverse norm. And remember, when you're doing the inverse norm, we're always going to do the shade to the left. So if I give you the shade to the right, you're going to subtract 1. So those are the two things that we're going to be using. It's normal. It's normal when you're trying to find the probability or the percent, knowing which one to use. And the normal has 4 of them. Left, right, mean, standard deviation. Inverse norm is always to the left, mean, standard deviation. So you need to make sure that you know both of those. Those will not be given to you. And this is not the test that ends Wednesday. This is the following test. All right. Let you get that, and then we'll move down. All right. Find the z-score such that the area under the standard curve to the left is 0.2. Find the z-score such that the area under the standard normal curve to the left is 0.2. Find the z-score such that the area under the standard normal curve to the left is 0.2. Don't have a mean and a standard deviation. They are telling me that the area to the left is 0.2, which means it's like 20%, which means it's really nothing. And we want to know the z-score. So because we're trying to find the z-score, that means we're going to do inverse norm, which means that's area to the left, comma, mean, comma, standard deviation. So what am I going to put for area to the left? 0.2. What is my mean? 0. What's my standard deviation? 1. And again, this is inverse norm. So when I type that in my calculator, they rounded it to 2 places, I guess that's what the direction said, is negative 0.84. So that means my z-score is negative 0.84. And you know, y'all, mathematically, if it's 20%, 50% is going to be halfway. So 20% is going to be less than halfway, which means your z-score's got to be negative. Because if it's over 50%, that would put your z-score at a positive. All right, let's do another one.
On that one,
Yeah.
the 0.2 goes right there because it specifically says it's left.
Yes.
Okay.
It said the area to the left is 0.2.
Okay, because originally I wanted to put it to the right because it was positive.
Right. Because the area under the curve is always going to be positive. Because area is always positive. But it's going to tell you that the area is either to the left or the area is to the right.
Okay.
And they told you that this time that it was to the left.
Okay.
But hint, not always. Look at that one. This time it's to the right. Find the z-score such that the area under the standard normal curve to the right is 0.35. To the right is 0.35. Give me the z-score to 2 places. What is the z-score to 2 places? Good. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yippers. Got it, Josh? What's the one there? That's gonna be the area to the left. You with me? Gary, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. How's it going, James? That's perfect. All right, Tutti Fruities. I'll do one more and then we'll be done for today. After this one. All right, now if I draw this, my mean is 0, my standard deviation is 1. They're telling me that the area to the right is 0.35. So they're telling me that that is 0.35. And I know that it's less than 50%. So I know it's not all of that, it's just a portion of that. And it says find the z-score. So I'm trying to find that. So because I'm trying to find the z-score, I'm going to do inverse norm. It's the area to the left, mean, and standard deviation. Well, we need to know the area to the left. If this is 0.35, what is my area to the left? 0.65. So I needed to figure out that this is 0.65, 0, and 1. I had to get the area to the left. So if that's 0.35, I did 1 minus 0.35 to get the 0.65 because it had to be the area to the left. So my answer was 0.39. That is my z-score.
So all this 71.
I'm in 7.2 now. Yep, I'm 4 pages into 7.2. Now, this last one is tough. This will be the last one we do today. Find the z-scores that separate the middle 94%. Find the z-scores that separate the middle 94% of the distribution from the area in the tails of the standard normal distributions. Okay, so if we draw this, we still have our 0 and our 1. And it's telling me the middle 94%. So we have 94% in the middle. I want to know there's going to be a z-score here and there's going to be a z-score here. I'm going to call it z-score 1 and z-score 2. I need to know both of those z-scores. Let's start with this one. Okay? Let's start with this one right here. Is this a norm or an inverse norm? We're finding Z1, so we're going to use an inverse norm, which means we need the area to the left, comma, mean, comma, standard deviation. How am I going to get the area to the left? Do you agree the area to the left would be this piece right here? Okay. How would I get the area to the left? 1 minus
4%
94
divided by 2.
divided by 2. So I take the 100 minus the 94, which would give me these, and then I would divide it by 2. So to get this, I did 1 minus 94, and then I divided that by 2. 1 minus 94 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So do you agree that would be 0.03, which would make that 0.03? You with me? So this is going to be 0.03, comma, 0, comma, 1. Yay? Or not so yay? Let me come down here so you can see it bigger. I did the 1, which is the same thing as 100%, minus the 94%, which gave me 6% or 0.06, and I divided it by 2, which gave me 3% in each direction. So the inverse norm of the shading to the left, comma, my mean, comma, my standard deviation gave me a z-score of plus or minus 1.88. Because I had to have a z-score on this side, and I had to have a z-score on this side. It's symmetric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. Now, the good news is, and the bad news, we have 5 pages left, but they're more of doing exactly what we've been doing. Is it a norm, or is it an inverse norm? Are we doing the shading, or are we doing the z-score? That is all that's really left. We have a couple new things, but the majority of it is what we've been doing. And y'all, we're halfway done with the next chapter. Yeah. Homework for 5 and 6 due tonight. Test for 5 and 6, tomorrow night, didn't mean to give you a heart attack. Homework for 5 and 6 due tomorrow night. Test for 5 and 6 due Wednesday. I will finish up 7 on Wednesday, and I will start 8 on Wednesday. We're trucking, y'all. Trucking.